Go back to the fact that I thought you guys couldn't leave the house. I thought it was so bad you couldn't go anywhere. And now you're poking fun at it. So now it's just a big joke? This whole thing's a joke? Huh. Breaking news, not only did Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively make their first public appearance at Saturday Night Live's 50th anniversary, they made a joke about it all.
The Ryan Reynolds SNL joke, irrespective of its original intent or accidental misfire status, functions as a potent reminder of the increasingly blurred boundaries separating public persona from private existence, particularly within the hyper-scrutinized realm of Hollywood celebrity culture. Relationships in the public eye are frequently meticulously constructed narratives, carefully presented to the world in a manner designed to be both aspirational and perpetually engaging. Yet, behind the glossy magazine covers and the effortlessly charming televised interviews reside complex individuals navigating the intricacies of genuine human relationships. This singular, undeniably uncomfortable moment broadcast live to millions offered a fleeting, albeit potentially revealing, glimpse into the potential disparity between the meticulously crafted public image of Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively and the nuanced, perhaps less than perfect realities of their marital partnership. It compels us to consider a fundamental question: to what extent is our perception of celebrity couples rooted in authentic representation, and to what degree is it shaped by carefully orchestrated performance and strategic image management? And perhaps more profoundly, can a transient moment of awkwardness inadvertently unveil a deeper, more resonant truth than countless flawlessly composed photographs and meticulously rehearsed sound bites? What are your reflections on this? Was it merely a joke that misfired in spectacular fashion, or did it hint at a more intricate narrative waiting to be deciphered? Share your perspectives and theories in the comments below. We're eager to hear your interpretations.
Yes, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively showed up to Saturday Night Live's 50th anniversary. There they are. The show is still happening. I wanted to watch, but I'm pausing and record this for you so you can see what actually happened right away. This was the first moment I posted this over on Twitter because I couldn't believe to see them there. And then sure enough, yep, a lot of press outlets, obviously the red carpet appearance.
The Ryan Reynolds SNL joke incident extends far beyond the confines of a single awkward moment. It serves as a potent case study in the complexities of celebrity image management in the hyper-connected digital age. In an era where every gesture can be captured, amplified, and endlessly re-examined online, public figures navigate an increasingly precarious tightrope. The incident highlights the pervasive nature of parasocial relationships, where fans feel an intimate connection to celebrities and readily project their own interpretations and expectations onto their lives. It underscores the speed at which a seemingly minor event can snowball into a global conversation, fueled by social media algorithms and the collective desire to decode and dissect celebrity narratives. Ultimately, the SNL joke and the ensuing whirlwind of speculation reveals the fragility of carefully constructed public images in an age of relentless scrutiny. It demonstrates how a single, unexpected moment can puncture the illusion of perfection, leaving lingering questions about authenticity, performance, and the ever-shifting dynamics between celebrities and their audiences in the digital landscape. This incident will likely become a textbook example of how quickly public perception can shift and how even the most seasoned celebrities must navigate the unpredictable currents of online discourse to maintain their carefully crafted personas.
Couldn't leave the house. Isn't that what she had said? Isn't that the whole thing? Severe anguish during the feud and she couldn't leave. I mean, is this going to help her legal case to show the apparent damages she's been suffering? Because it sure looks like they're having quite a nice time and it's not affecting their life at all.
While the spotlight has largely focused on Ryan's joke and its potential implications, it's crucial to consider Blake Lively's position within this unfolding drama. Throughout her career, Lively has cultivated her own distinct public persona, one of effortless elegance, sharp wit, and a seemingly unwavering composure. Her reactions, or perhaps more accurately, her lack of overt reaction to the joke on SNL, have become a subject of intense scrutiny in their own right. Body language experts and amateur internet sleuths alike have dissected her facial expressions, her posture, and even her subtle movements during and after the joke, searching for clues to decipher her true feelings. In a world saturated with instant reactions and performative outrage, Lively's relatively contained response could be interpreted in multiple ways: strength, practiced diplomacy, or perhaps even a carefully veiled attempt to minimize any potential fallout. Her silence becomes its own form of communication, inviting further speculation about her perspective on the joke and its potential impact on their carefully managed image as a couple. In many ways, Blake's unspoken narrative becomes just as compelling, if not more so, than the initial joke itself, adding another layer of intrigue to the ongoing saga.
Who else has a question?
I have a question.
Oh, hey, Ryan Reynolds.
Hi.
Hey. Ryan Reynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
I love the acting. She's really, what? Have you heard something? Have you heard something?
In the days and weeks that followed the SNL anniversary extravaganza, neither Ryan Reynolds nor Blake Lively issued any direct public statement addressing the contentious joke or the ensuing online maelstrom. They maintained a composed public front, proceeding with scheduled appearances and social media engagements, projecting an aura of business as usual. This conspicuous silence, however, served only to intensify the swirling vortex of conjecture. Was their calculated reticence a strategic maneuver to allow the controversy to dissipate organically, or did it signify the presence of a more delicate or sensitive undercurrent at play? The absence of a definitive clarification created a communicative void, which the internet promptly and enthusiastically filled with a proliferation of diverse theories and interpretations. Did private conversations ensue behind closed doors? Did the incident generate any genuine friction within their relationship dynamics? The global audience remained suspended in a state of unresolved curiosity, the awkward joke persisting as an unresolved enigma, a lingering question mark hanging over the meticulously curated facade of their seemingly flawless union.
Yeah, okay. Well, my question is that, you know that the materials that they made the cone heads with, are those edible?
Edible? No, and based on them being made in 1975, I'd assume that they're highly toxic.
Oh, okay. So if somebody, hypothetically took a couple of nibbles backstage and, got excited, should they go to the hospital or should they?
Yes, they should go to the hospital right away.
Good.
Good luck.
Great.
Okay, next question. Yes.
Yeah, well, it wasn't funny.
It's essential to contextualize this event within the unforgiving arena of live television. The psychological and performative demands placed upon individuals in such scenarios are considerable. There are no opportunities for retakes, no editing suites to smooth over imperfections, no safety net to catch missteps. On a stage as historically significant as SNL's, especially during its landmark 50th anniversary broadcast, the stakes are magnified exponentially. Adrenaline surges, nerves become frayed, and even the most seasoned performers are susceptible to stumbles. Could this apparent awkwardness have simply been a byproduct of this high-pressure crucible? It's conceivable that the joke, which might have registered as innocuous or even playful within a private setting, acquired a significantly different weight and resonance when amplified by the intense studio lights and the scrutiny of a global audience. Live television possesses the capacity to amplify emotions and distort interpretations, transforming a minor ripple of discomfort into a tidal wave of widespread speculation. It operates as a crucible where even the most meticulously crafted performances can unravel, and where a fleeting moment of unease can rapidly evolve into a global point of intense fascination and analysis.
The only thing that was funny was the fact that he made a point, and he kind of had to, being there, which makes me realize and think this was all orchestrated and planned. This was his WME and people getting in and giving Lauren Michaels and Saturday Night Live sort of the opportunity to get them there first, to sort of address it in a room filled with the most famous Bad Bunny, Steven Spielberg, like Will Ferrell, everybody's in this room.
Ryan Reynolds has cultivated a distinct comedic brand built upon rapid-fire wit and a consistent vein of self-deprecation. This comedic persona forms a cornerstone of his public identity, a shield of practiced irony that he frequently employs to both entertain and deflect. However, did this particular joke align with his established comedic repertoire, or did it inadvertently transgress an unspoken boundary? Some commentators posit that it was simply a poorly calibrated attempt at his signature humor, a comedic misstep amplified by the intense pressure cooker environment of live television. Perhaps his intention was levity, but the execution fell flat, inadvertently revealing more than he intended to disclose. Conversely, others speculate that there might have been a deliberate undercurrent of pointedness to the remark, a subtle, almost coded method of alluding to genuine dynamics within their relationship, utilizing humor as a thinly veiled form of communication. Was Was it a calculated risk, a deliberate push of the envelope, or simply a genuine lapse in comedic judgment? A nuanced understanding of Reynolds' comedic DNA is crucial to attempting to decipher the intent or lack thereof underpinning this now infamous jest.
Go back to the fact that I thought you guys couldn't leave the house. I thought it was so bad you couldn't go anywhere. And now you're poking fun at it. So now it's just a big joke? This whole thing's a joke? Huh.
The digital realm ignited in the immediate aftermath of the broadcast. Social media platforms became a tempest of conjecture and heated debate. Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively rapidly ascended to trending status worldwide, dominating online conversations. A segment of viewers were quick to dismiss the moment as a trivial joke, perhaps slightly clumsy in its execution, but ultimately inconsequential. Conversely, a significant contingent perceived it as a glaring red flag, meticulously dissecting every syllable, every fleeting facial expression, every micro gesture of perceived awkwardness. Online forums and comment threads overflowed with elaborate theories, spanning the spectrum from marital strain to concealed friction simmering beneath the veneer of their seemingly perfect existence. TikTok and X, formerly Twitter, became saturated with short clips of the incident, slowed down and subjected to frame-by-frame analysis, each reaction GIF and screen capture further fueling the burgeoning inferno of speculation. The internet, in its sprawling, often chaotic collective intelligence and occasional lack thereof, transformed into a vast, decentralized investigative body determined to unearth the elusive truth concealed within the contours of this seemingly innocuous joke.
Yeah. My relationship with my father, which was very complicated and difficult. My dad was a very, I come from a middle class, was kind of blue collar home, and my dad was just of that generation where it's just like, he was Clint Eastwood, less is more. Simple grunts is how he communicated.
Okay, gotcha.
I think people tell themselves stories, and this sort of comes back to your worldview that you just mentioned about.
During what was intended to be a moment of levity and camaraderie on the SNL stage, Ryan Reynolds took the microphone to offer a toast. The atmosphere was buoyant, the mood celebratory. However, the convivial air shifted abruptly with the delivery of the joke. This wasn't the characteristic Reynolds brand of self-deprecating humor or a playful jab at pop culture. Instead, it was a remark directed squarely at Blake Lively, seemingly alluding to some form of domestic tension, a hint of discord within their seemingly harmonious home life. The precise phrasing is almost secondary to the atmosphere it generated. It resonated with an unexpected thud. The spontaneous laughter that had filled the room faltered, replaced by a palpable wave of unease. Blake, present in the audience, registered a visible reaction, a subtle alteration in her expression, a momentary stillness that spoke volumes to those watching closely. It was a joke that felt tonally discordant, out of sync with the celebratory occasion, and for a significant portion of the viewership, profoundly unsettling. In that fleeting instant, the carefully constructed public image seemed to waver, offering a glimpse into a potentially less idyllic reality beneath the surface sheen.
No, I mean, I always thought I'd end up as in law enforcement, like my family. So I didn't imagine that acting was a way to get out of the house. It wasn't really like a passion when I was a kid. It was something that I was already doing at home, to survive. So right. You kind of, I noticed when I was a kid, making people laugh was a great self-defense mechanism. It really helped me kind of navigate my way through my own home with my older brothers and my dad, and I could diffuse them by making them laugh.
Into this dazzling spotlight stepped Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, a couple who have become synonymous with Hollywood glamour and aspirational romance. Over the years, they have meticulously cultivated an image of lighthearted banter, unwavering mutual admiration, and red carpet perfection. Their digital presence, meticulously managed, showcases witty exchanges, adoring gazes, and seemingly effortless charm. They represent the idealized couple that many aspire to emulate, the embodiment of a Hollywood fairy tale brought to life, or so it appears. But behind the curated Instagram feeds and polished magazine interviews do deeper currents flow, while legions of fans have wholeheartedly embraced this narrative, perceiving them as the ultimate relationship benchmark. It's a truism that even the most meticulously crafted facades can develop fissures. Sometimes these subtle cracks emerge in the most public and unanticipated of settings, such as a live television broadcast witnessed by a global audience.
I would say that they're more surprises because they have beginnings, middles, and ends. They're not like, it's not just like a, hey, there's the person and we move on. It's they're there for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you said it just earlier, but I wanted to go back on that. You think that this might be the greatest The film that you've...
Yeah, I mean, look, most of the time when the movie is this much fun to make, you up bad.
Imagine stepping into a time capsule of comedic brilliance. Saturday Night Live, a cultural cornerstone for half a century, was marking its 50th year with an unprecedented spectacle. Studio 8H, a space steeped in television history, pulsed with an almost tangible energy as luminaries from every decade of the show's existence converged. This wasn't merely a television program, it was a cultural phenomenon, a grand reunion of comedic pioneers and contemporary icons. The air crackled with expectation as surprise musical acts took the stage. Classic sketches were reimagined, and heartfelt tributes were paid to the show's enduring legacy. From seasoned veterans who helped build the SNL empire to the brightest stars of today, everyone who held significance in the realm of comedy and entertainment was either present in that iconic studio or glued to their screens, eager to partake in this momentous occasion. This was more than just an episode. It was a historical landmark, and the pressure to deliver a flawless, celebratory broadcast was immense. A pressure that perhaps contributed to the unexpected moment that would soon dominate headlines.
Well, he also I know we won't belabor the creative part of it, but too long, but he also unlocked the biggest thing in the, remember he sent us a 10-minute voice memo.
It was more like 17 minutes.
Which is a terrifying thing to get from anyone. You're like, 17 minutes.
Well, that is also accurate and weirdly high praise as well. It was just one of those. It felt like a live-action Pixar movie. It was something that, I wanted to do something where nobody was being stabbed in the face.
Yes.
There was almost no blood at all. I think I got a little paper cut on the movie. That was about it. And something that my kids can watch, but also as a parent, too, you want the parents need to get punched right in the heart as well.
Did a seemingly off-the-cuff remark by Ryan Reynolds on the hallowed stage of Saturday Night Live's 50th anniversary celebration inadvertently peel back the layers of his carefully constructed public image with Blake Lively? What began as a celebratory toast amidst the glittering constellation of comedy legends swiftly morphed into a moment charged with palpable discomfort, sending ripples of speculation across the globe. The initial celebratory cheers gave way to a collective intake of breath, and now, the question echoing across the internet and beyond is, was this simply a poorly executed attempt at humor? Or did Reynolds unintentionally reveal a deeper, more complex reality lurking beneath the surface of Hollywood's seemingly flawless couple?